Overcoming severe and persistent mental illness can be a big challenge. It often leaves the individual wondering where they can turn to for help, and even worse, torment them on a daily basis. On this episode of Nonprofit Profiles, we're going to meet Step Up on Second and learn just how they are giving services to help those who suffer from mental illnesses. Ending the cycle of mental illness is possible when many people think it may otherwise not be. While Step Up on Second takes a long-term approach to solving and being committed to this issue. So I'm here with our guest, Les, who is going to help us learn more about what Step Up on Second actually is. So thank you for being here with us, Les.
My honor.
Yes. Now, you have been a participant or member of Step Up on Second, correct?
Right.
And the idea there is that recovery works. So what does that mean to you?
One of the things is, and I say this all the time whenever I speak for Step Up, is the first sentence of our mission statement.
And what is that?
Is Step Up on Second involves individuals with severe and persistent mental illness and developing opportunities to reintegrate into the community. It's taking people that people would ostracize and think they cannot be a part of what's around us, and actually getting treatment through various means.
So what are some of those means that Step Up on Second offers to someone who would like to receive help?
Sure. One of the things we offer are doctor help, being able to see a physician, a psychiatrist. If the need is for medication, then the opportunity to take medication to help stabilize out. I used to think many years ago that the only type of medication for mental illness was kind of a drugging and doping of people. Things have come such a long way.
So what has come a long way? What have you seen in the progression of the treatments?
Actually, to be able to manage the symptoms of what's going on instead of masking things, but actually being able to manage them, where there'd be somebody standing in line at the coffee shop or at the grocery store, or you're working next to who's working with mental illness, and you would not know anything about it because it is something that is treatable right now, and that's one of the many things we do at Step Up. We also have programs. We have groups.
One of your programs is the ACT program, right?
It's a very important program. It's a very specialized case management for people that were chronically going to the hospital a whole lot.
So what's the goal of that program then?
To stabilize them, to make sure that they don't have to spend as much time in the hospital. It's a very specialized form of case management that really goes a long way toward that goal.
So what's the benefit of someone not having to go into the psychiatric wards or areas of the hospitals and more or less staying with Step Up?
Well, if you may put so bluntly, it's the financial cost to the community. The cost for having someone in the hospital is just extravagant. And if we were able to take them and work with them on a one-to-one basis with the issues they have at the time, that's really not just for the ACT program, for the entire program at Step Up, dealing with a person, what their goals are, what are they shooting for, what challenges do they have, and it really helps out on one-to-one basis.
It's obviously everyone has their individual goals that they're trying to set forth. So where do you see the idea of setting goals as an important aspect to Step Up on Second?
Well, it gives you, for the first time, you feel like that you have control over what happens to you. People who have been dealing with mental illness, that is the last thing they feel is control in what's going on. We have something like 60 groups that are held there at Step Up on a weekly basis, dealing with different aspects of the life that you have. And it's amazing seeing how people grow that are a part of these groups. And what even makes it more special is after a while, they start leading groups. It's very important for the members to become involved in all aspects. Right after we eat twice a day there at Step Up. But we have volunteers. We have like about a dozen different chores, and the members actually contribute to cleaning up and making sure things are ready for the next
So what does
meal.
that sense of belonging give the members in terms of progression for their actual mental illness and treating it?
Well, it helps people realize that they're receivers and not just takers. That they are a part of this. Their voice is important to let you know. We have a committee called the Members Advisory Committee, where the members actually come and voice their concerns, number one. But it's also a group of people that they can get together. We go to ball games,
Nice.
we go to different things, and we do different community activities. Like here in a couple of weeks, we're going to have another community cleanup
Very
time
good.
where we actually clean up the area.
So what is Fresh Start Catering? I know you guys have that service.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's run by just an absolutely fantastic person. Quality food, really good food that they're able to cater, and it's actually made by the members themselves
Good.
during the training. We have a vocational department where people learn different things about cooking, about how to clean up, how to do different things. We have our Fresh Start store, which the members are actually running the store and part of the store. And if you go to Step Up, that's probably one of the first things you'll see, is that the members are an active, very
Active part of the
vibrant part
community.
of what's going on there.
And what about Daniel's Place? Can you touch upon what is Daniel's Place and who is it actually serving?
Sure, Daniel's Place is for young people who have just reached probably the first break with mental illness, and to help them and their families realize what's going on. A lot of times, parents, of course, are very concerned, and they tend to blame themselves for what's going on here. And Daniel's Place just lets the parents know that this is something that is actually known. This is a very common thing, no matter what it is, what type of mental illness they're dealing with, and let them know it's not their fault. And the families actually work very closely with them.
So what other programs that we haven't touched upon does Step Up on Second offer?
Well, we have we have training facilities. I run a learning center myself where people can take courses to help their life better. Everything. We have a couple of people learning to become computer technicians. And we have one gentleman who happens to be homeless, who's learning Japanese.
Oh, wow.
And so people are coming together to learn skills to help them not only in their day-to-day life, but possibly be able to get employment later on.
So what percentage, or what do you think or estimate, of the people who are involved with Step Up on Second actually get involved with those programs?
Probably, I would say it's really tough to say, about 50% get involved in one way or the other in some type of leadership role. And it's really good seeing them after a while actually taking control, running a group, getting a job at Fresh Start, working with the catering department and actually making food, delivering food, serving, and actually become a part of the community there.
So, and I'm sure you've seen some success stories of people who have started working at Step Up, and then can you elaborate on that?
Exactly. I ran across, in fact, I went to a local hardware store not too long ago, and I looked and I saw someone I thought looked really familiar. And she used to be a member of Step Up, and she felt really concerned that she hadn't been able to come around as much. And I said, please don't feel bad. You're a success story for us. Somebody who didn't feel like they could make it, and coming in, learning life skills, being a part of the community there, and being able to finally graduate, so to speak, into becoming a viable member of the community there.
I bet it's rewarding to see those people.
Oh, it's fantastic to see people like that.
Great. Well, as you can see, Step Up on Second empowers people to not only attack and work with their mental illness, but also to be reintegrated into the community. So next up, we're going to talk with Les a little bit more about how members can reintegrate themselves into the community.